Hi everyone, my name's Rob Garbett.
And I'm Meredith Keyes.
And we're here to talk about assignment 1, which is an online orientation and posting a paragraph. So this assignment is to get you started in written communication with a nice and fairly simple assignment.
And paragraph writing is central to assignment writing at university, so getting your head around how to write a paragraph early will be a real benefit.
The purpose of this assignment is to write a paragraph on one aspect of when and why you write. So not all the reasons that you write and all your experiences of writing that you've had, but just one aspect, because we want to focus your paragraph on one key thing. It's due on Friday of week 3. It's 150 words long. It's worth 10% of your mark. You'll find it in every assignment that you do at Southern Cross University. You'll be given an assignment outline and some details as to what you should do, and you'll also get some details on how you're going to be marked. So in this assignment you're going to write a paragraph, but you're going to be marked by submitting that assignment on time with a correct title. You're going to submit this on a discussion board, so it'll have a subject title and then you'll put the paragraph underneath it. You're going to be marked on the structure of your paragraph, and you're going to be marked on good sentence construction, grammar and spelling and those types of things. So that's an overview of the assignment. So Meredith, could you say something about paragraphs and their structure?
Thanks, Rob. So paragraphs, remember, are the building block of an assignment when you're writing at university, and they need to be about one idea. So that's part of the challenge of writing the paragraph for this assignment, one idea, and then they're structured in a particular way. They're a group of sentences that are organised together in a particular structure, and that structure is that it starts with the point or the topic of the sentence, and then you move on to develop that point by elaborating and explaining the point, and then offering evidence, supporting details, and then finally summing up the point again. And so the paragraph structure has a beginning, the point or the topic that you start with. You then develop it in the middle, where you elaborate and offer evidence, and then you finish up with summing up the point again. And so it's that discrete unit of thought that's a cluster of sentences.
So I guess if we had if my and this isn't about writing necessarily, but if my paragraph was about I don't know, what I like about different pets. If I said, if my point sentence was something like, I like dogs.
Yes.
My elaboration could be, in particular, I really like golden retrievers.
Yes.
And as evidence I could say, well, actually I have 2 golden retrievers.
Yes, beautiful.
And then my summing up point could be something like I said, I really like dogs.
Beautiful.
Would that be a simple paragraph?
Beautiful paragraph,
Okay.
Following that structure.
But yours might be more complicated.
Very nice. And here is a slightly more complicated example just to have a quick look at, which is also from the Academic Skills Development Quick Guide that you've got access to. Just a couple of tips about planning your paragraph. It can be a good idea to start with brainstorming your points. And you know the structure of your paragraph: point, elaboration, evidence, sum up the point. So going through and just brainstorming what you'll put down for each element of the paragraph. So you'll have the kernel of the idea for the point, how you think you might elaborate that point, the types of evidence or examples you might use, and then how you'll sum it up again. If you generate your paragraph in point form to start with, you can turn each of those points into a sentence, and it makes for an easier transition. You've done a lot of the hard thinking work in the brainstorming of the points, and then the transition into sentence structure can be a lot easier. And my other tip is, once you've got your paragraph written, is to go back and edit it against the structure that you've been given for the assignment. Just go back and literally tick off that you've got each of those elements. And finally, reading out your work, not just in your head, but reading it out loud. So if you run out of breath, you know you need to put in a full stop, you need to start a new sentence. But you'll get a feel for your language. If it's too difficult or if it's coming off your tongue awkwardly, you might go back and rephrase sections.
And I think one of the tricks with that structure also is to have a look at your point sentence, or that first point or topic sentence, and then look at your final sentence and see how well they sit together, and if they sort of echo each other. If they echo each other, you know that you've got the structure pretty well right. And it also probably also would mean that all the sentences in the middle part are actually relevant to the point in the topic. You haven't wandered off in sort of telling a story that starts in one place and ends up in another. So this is one of those paragraphs which actually circles back and comes back to the point where you started. So this is just in some common questions that people ask. One is about the informal nature of this paragraph. It is an informal paragraph of writing, if you like. It's about your experience, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to be written in complete sentences. So it's going to be composed of complete sentences. You can see from the structure that you're probably going to need at least 4 sentences in this paragraph. You can use the first person, that is, you can use I in this paragraph because you're talking about your experience, so that's fine. And there's no need to do any referencing or references to other pieces of literature because this is about your experience, so there's no need for research in this assignment. With the word count, you'll notice that it's a 150 word paragraph, but that you don't have to be exact. And typically university assignments, you're given a leeway of about plus or minus 10%. So that gives you between, say, 135 and 165 words to play with. Although generally in your assignments, I recommend that you try to at least get close to the word count rather than be under by 10%, just because it tends to show that you've put effort into the assignment, the type of effort that is being expected of you. And some final points, you're going to post the paragraph after you've constructed it, and there's detailed instructions in the unit information guide on how to go about writing your paragraph step by step, not about the structure but about just the practical technicalities of writing this. So you probably write your paragraph in a word processing program such as Word, and then you're going to post it online into a group forum. Now the group forum where you will go to post this, and there's instructions on how to get there again in the unit information guide, is where you can regularly meet with your tutor to discuss issues to do with the unit, the topics, the content, the assignments and so forth, especially if you're an external student. If you're an internal student, obviously you'll do that in tutorials. The other thing I just would like to mention is that assignment 1 is one of the easier assignments that you'll do in your degree, possibly the easiest. And while you might think, oh, why are we doing this? It's a university course and why are we doing something like this? I guess, as Meredith said earlier, this is one of the building blocks of essays, which is one of the key things that we focus on in this unit as far as assignments go. So we want to make it explicit what this paragraph looks like, but also it's just designed to get you started with your assignment work, just to get that first assignment in so that you're sort of feeling okay, I'm now in the swing of university life. Because it is an easy assignment though, you might find that the marking in this, you might get a distinction that is between 75 and 85%, or even a high distinction. It's not so hard to do that if you just follow the instructions. And so the grade for this assignment sometimes is higher than the grade that you'll get in subsequent assignments, which are more complex and take a little bit more thinking and research. So I think that's probably all we need to say about assignment 1. What do you think, Meredith?
Yeah, I think that's right, and have fun as you write your paragraph.
That's right. Have fun with it. You're going to post it in the group forum. It's going to be there for everybody to see, so bear that in mind. So, it can be light-hearted, it can be touching, it can be anything about your experience of writing. All the best with it. See you later.